Argentine President Javier Milei met with his friend Elon Musk and gave him a chainsaw during an ultra-conservative convention near Washington that brings together the cream of the right to savor Donald Trump's victory. The chainsaw, SIC, has arrived at DOGE, acronym for the Federal Public Spending Cut Commission headed by Musk. Milei wrote on the social network X. "Long live fucking freedom," he adds in capital letters, along with a video in which he is seen entering, very effusively, into a room at the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC, to greet the richest man in the world, whom he calls friend. After a hug, he gives him a chainsaw, a symbol of his policy of drastic cuts, which Musk, now a close advisor to Trump, brandishes like a trophy. Next to Milei was Gerardo Wertheim, Argentine Foreign Minister, Luis Caputo, Minister of Economy, and Karina Milei, Secretary General of the Presidency. Later, Musk, dressed in black and wearing dark glasses like a rock star, displayed the chainsaw on the convention stage, in the company of Milei. The richest man in the world aligned himself with Trump's policies, and accused the government of former Democratic President Joe Biden of promoting illegal migration, and spending every dollar possible to get as many votes as possible, because everyone is a client, everyone is a voter. In reality, migrants cannot vote. At least 3 empty buses exploded simultaneously into parking lots in the Bat Yam neighborhood of Tel Aviv, reported the Israeli police, who are investigating the incident as a combined terrorist attack. Preliminary report, suspicion of terrorist attack. Multiple reports of explosions involving several buses have been received at different locations in Bat Yam, police said in a statement. No victims were reported. 2 other buses could have exploded, but the devices placed inside have not detonated. Following the explosions, a group identifying itself as a branch of Hamas military wing, the Qassam Brigades, from the northern West Bank city of Tulkrim, posted on the Telegram messaging app, "We will never forget to take revenge for our martyrs as long as the occupation is on our lands." At the moment, the authorities have not pointed out any organization for the incident. Tel Aviv District Police Chief Haim Sargarov said the explosive devices had timers, and that the attack looks like something originating in the West Bank. He added that the bombs appear to be improvised. According to local media, one of the unexploded devices, weighing 5 kilograms, carried a message that read, "Revenge from Tulkrim," in reference to a recent Israeli anti-terrorist military operation in the West Bank. Sargarov told reporters that police have completed their searches on buses and trains. He added that police are still trying to find out how many suspects were involved in the alleged terrorist attack. "We have to determine if a single suspect placed explosives on several buses, or if there were multiple suspects," police spokesman Haim Sargarov told Israeli television. The Internal Intelligence Service, Shin Bet, and the Israeli army are in charge of the investigation. The Bat Yam City Council added that, miraculously, the buses arrived at the parking lots a moment before the explosion. Metro service was interrupted in Bat Yam. Shmuel Malka, a doctor with the Israeli Volunteer Emergency Service United Hatzalah, told the Kan 11 television channel that he arrived at the parking lot after the first explosion, and, about 5 minutes later, heard another one. According to the media, the first 2 explosions occurred 400 meters away, while a third occurred in another parking lot 4 kilometers away. "I stayed in first place. As soon as others went to the second, they reported that a bus was on fire as a result of a new explosion. Both explosions were very strong," Malka said. The Israeli government has reported that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is receiving regular updates from his military secretary, and has assured that the president will, shortly, make an evaluation of the security situation. Defense Minister Israel Katz has instructed the army to intensify its operations in the West Bank. In light of the serious attempted terrorist attacks in the Tel Aviv area by Palestinian terrorist organizations against the civilian population in Israel, I have instructed the IDF to increase the intensity of counterterrorism activity in the Tulkrim refugee camp, and in all refugee camps in Judea and Samaria, he says in a statement, using the biblical name for the West Bank. "We will pursue the terrorists to the bitter end, and destroy the terrorist infrastructure in the camps used as frontline posts for the Iranian axis of evil," Katz says. "Residents who harbor terror will pay a high price," he adds. Israel has carried out repeated military raids against suspected Palestinian militants in the occupied West Bank since the Hamas attack of October 7, 2023, triggered the devastating Gaza war. As part of that offensive, it has greatly restricted the entry into Israel of Palestinians from the occupied territories. Tulkrim and 2 refugee camps in the city have been the focus of recent Israeli army raids. Since the ceasefire with Hamas in Gaza came into effect on January 19, Israel has been carrying out a broad military offensive in the West Bank. In the past, terrorists have entered Israel and carried out shootings and attacks in Israeli cities.